right? So we might put one, some of you guys might one that's mainly emphasizing the water and only the water, or security and only security, solar and only solar, whatever. The new homeowner list, I'll tell you this. As I mentioned yesterday, it's how I got to mentor in 2020 in 11 weeks. A couple of things that are very important to know. Your first 2 weeks, guys, you're learning, you're working out the kinks, and you're disqualifying all of the people that are not qualified. For example, renters. Even though it's a new homeowner list, people buy the homes and rent them out, right? So that's what you're doing the first week. People that are not interested, people that say, I hardly use any electricity. Yeah, I got a pool and 3 bedrooms, but it's just my wife and I. We come home after 6. You're weeding these people out. That's the first 2 weeks. Is that to say that you're not going to be able to make sales and get leads and appointments in the first 2 weeks? Absolutely not. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when it really kicks in is on week 3. Week 3 of consistency. That's the thing, guys, that, when I learned about the new homeowner list was actually in the home security business. Some of you guys know about the story, right? Long story short, 2019, we were in a very bad financial situation. My wife used to sell home security. I told her she had never worked before. Since being together, she had not worked. She was a stay-at-home mom. But we were in such a bad financial situation that I told her, hey, I'm going to need you to go and hit the field again. Those were my words. She did. She made $8,000 selling security door-to-door, traditional door-to-door. So I started doing the door-to-door with her as well. And I started making sales. Then they told me, hey, there's also a way to sell home security, ADT, via visiting new homeowners. And so they tell me a little bit more. And I said, that sounds interesting. That sounds like the new homeowner is a little bit more open to talking to you because they're a new homeowner. They're expecting the Spectrum internet guy to show up. They're expecting whatever, right? The Dish Network people to show up and DirecTV, etc., right? And they're in the process of getting their new home set up. So I said, oh, okay. And then a couple of their guys were doing it, and they were doing very good. They're to sometimes 7 sales a week, sometimes 10 home security sales a week. Experienced ones, right? And more experienced and consistent ones. So I started with the new homeowner list, right? I remember at least 2 Saturdays that I closed 3 home security sales in one day on a Saturday. People that I met that day, brand new people I met that day. My point being is this. I was making $2,000 to $3,000 a week with home security, door to door. Not too bad, right? When I got into solar, I transitioned and I did the exact same thing. But with solar instead of home security. So all that to say this, I'm going to record this one. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. By the way, can somebody else record this? Roberto, can you record this on your computer, bro? My cloud is full. Let's see. Okay, try to record it, please.
Yeah, it's recording now.
All right, good. Okay, so here's what happens, right? With these stories, I want to mention them to you to let you know I've been successful with home security and solar with the door-to-door list, the new homeowner list, rather. So it works, but one of the biggest advice that I could give you is the advice that I always give about anything is you got to be consistent. In your first 2 weeks is, again, working out the kinks, taking out all the disqualified people. Now because your list of 100 people, let's say, remember, you got to have a list of at least 100 homes. That's one of the key notes about this. If you have 150, great, but at least 100, okay? You got to get 2, 3, or 4 neighboring cities, right? So let's say you got the major city that you're going to, and then whatever surrounds it, okay? Because sometimes there's a home here, and you're in the borderline of the next city. Let's say Downey and Pico Rivera. These are the 2 neighboring cities, right? My office is on Telegraph Road. We're in Downey, California. But when you cross the street on Telegraph Road, you're in Pico Rivera. So when you create neighboring cities, what happens is sometimes you just cross the street and you're in the next city, right? So it just makes it easier, right? That and the optimization, the app for optimization, it makes your route a lot easier. And trust me, the people are more receptive, right? So your first 2 weeks, again, you're weeding out, but then it starts to get good after week 3. I recommend no less, and this is bare minimum, 3 days a week, guys. 3 days a week minimum. It's hard to, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to create momentum in anything if you're going less than 3 days. You've got to go at least 3 days, right? And then people get to know you. Now, you're going to get some people that are interested. So I used to use an app called Road Warrior. I think there's better ones now, like Circuit. You want to put Route Optimizer app on the App Store. Route Optimizer app. Road Warrior, from last time that I checked, somebody told me that you could only put 20 addresses at a time. So that's not good. You got to be able to put at least 100. Okay. So, in the app that I used to use, let's say, first address, right? It optimizes for me. It puts them in the order that I should go from closest, the next closest, right? But it also has a note section. So in the note section, if I knocked on Robert's door and Robert told me, hey, I'm interested, but let me talk to my wife. Leave me your flyer. Let me talk to my wife. And, if you could follow up with this in the future, great. So I put interested. If you follow up, whatever date, right? Let's say I visit Johnny. Johnny says he's not interested. I put NI, not interested, right? NH, not home. So the next day, I'm going to revisit the exact same list and I'm going to go, oh, Robert, he said next week, I'm going to skip Robert's house. Johnny, this other address, not interested. I'm going to skip that house. The third house, not home. Let's go to that home now. So now the route optimizes and opens up my GPS to take me to that house. So when I get to that house, I do my thing, get back in my car. I already did this address. What's the next one? The next one, not home. Boom, let's go to that one. And so on and so forth. Eventually, you're going to have 3 or 4 that you're skipping. Why? Because they're not interested, right? So you just keep going, and then now you start to narrow it down. Now, you're going to get some interested people. So I recommend that you, at the very least, have a spreadsheet or a CRM. By the way, there's some exciting things coming very soon where we are going to be able to get a full-blown CRM for the builders. Anybody that's a builder with our company is going to get a $50 credit to a third-party company that has partnered with us to give us a CRM free of charge, right? They'll have an upgraded option with a CRM for more bells and whistles. So that's how they get business. They say, look, we'll give you a CRM, the basic one, for free. And if your people upgrade, then we make money there. We're like, we have no problem with that. If our people want to upgrade, you deserve the business, right? So that's coming, by the way. That's in the works. Anyways, I recommend you use a CRM and then or a spreadsheet to get in touch with these people. You have to follow up. Now, the follow-up isn't just with phone calls. You got to revisit these people some days. Some days you know they're interested, but they're busy. They're still moving in or they're making dinner. You got to find back and visit them again. You got to be relentless. And remember, most of the time, the first objection is a smoke screen. Sometimes the first 2 objections are smoke screens, right? So, oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we thought about it, but no, that's not enough for me to stop pitching. Now, you got to be subtle. You got to agree with them. Say, hey, I understand, no problem at all. Here, I'll just give you my flyer. If you ever know of anybody that may be interested in solar, we pay $1,000 referral, right? And I know that right now you may not be interested, but if you think in the summer your bill's going to go up and you want a free solar savings report, be happy to help. Here's another thing you're going to get on solar with the new homeowner list. Some people that moved in 3, 4, 5 months ago are going to tell you, I don't have a bill. Or I do have a bill, but I've only been here a couple of months, so I want to wait. We're interested, we're open, but I want to wait. So how do you answer that? So I'm going to tell you how to answer that. First of all, remember this. If you make it a big deal, they will make it a big deal. If you don't make it a big deal, they will make it a big deal. What I mean is this. If somebody says that to me, I say, Oh, yeah, I totally get it. We have a very sophisticated system where we specialize in helping people even if they don't have a bill, because with a little bit of information that we get from you, Mr. Customer, with a little bit of information that we get from you, we can figure out how many kilowatt hours you're using based on a couple of things. For example, your square footage, how many people live in the home, whether you have central AC, jacuzzi, which our system already knows with your address, if you have, the square footage and all that stuff. So we actually specialize in helping people like that. So that's not an issue at all. As long as the information that you give me is accurate, we're good to go. Right? Now, your posture as a sales professional, your posture as a sales professional will have a lot to do with your success in sales. If they say the same thing to somebody that's new, that hasn't been to training, that hasn't practiced this, that person's going to say, oh, oh yeah, yeah, well, that's okay, because I think we can still help you out anyways. We have a software that you guys see the posture. Posture's different. It's not an as a matter of fact type of spam posture, right? Somebody says to me, I don't have a bill. I want to wait a couple of months. Hey, I totally understand how you feel. We actually specialize in helping people like that. So, for example, if we know how many people live in the home, how many people are home during the day, square footage, whether you have central AC, food, jacuzzi, and a couple of questions that we ask you, we have a very sophisticated system that'll show us exactly how much electricity that you're going to need. In addition to that, we always offer our customers an extra 10-15% buffer. Always an extra 10-15% electricity. It's better to have a little bit more versus a little bit less, right? So yeah, don't even worry about that. That's not a big deal at all. Do you guys see the difference? Now, another sales tip. I want you guys to tell me, what is the first ingredient to being a successful salesperson? Who could tell me? It's so obvious that people miss it.
Your energy?
What?
Confidence.
Somebody said confidence. What else?
Energy.
Okay, what else? Anybody else? One more guess.
Know what you're selling.
Yeah, that actually is part of what I'm going to say next. Here's step number 1.
Provide value.
Be prepared.
Oh, I would have definitely missed that.
Yeah, I said it's so obvious. Think about it. This is one thing that I learned that from Brad Lee. Brad Lee is one of the top sales trainers in America. Be prepared. I'll give an example. If you are prepared because you are practicing these common rebuttals, when it comes, you're not searching your brain to do that. What if you show up and you don't know the script because you didn't practice the script? You didn't get a workout partner. You didn't get in the mirror and practice it. Knowing the script is being prepared. Having your tools is being prepared. Having your flyers is being prepared. Having common rebuttals is being prepared. Common rebuttals that you practice. Remember, the mind forgets, the body remembers. You got to practice this over and over and over. So when it comes and you need to use it, you don't think about it. Your body just does it. In martial arts, we call it drills. Jab, cross, hook, leg kick. I've done that combination tens of thousands of times in my life. So I don't have to think about it. Sometimes my body will do it I don't even think my mind thought about doing it. But why? Repetition. They say drillers are killers. Well, you're drilling these things that you need, like your pitch, your common rebuttals, right? So again, another one. Oh yeah, and when you guys start to go out on the field, we can have these meetings and you could tell me what you're getting on the field and I'll help you. That's also why it takes a couple of weeks. And the more you're out there, the more you're coming back with feedback. So the more we correct you and the faster your numbers get. But if you go out there twice a week and Roberto goes out there 5 days a week, I guarantee you, he's going to start to get into results faster. Number 1, for sheer numbers. But number 2, his ratios will get better because he's getting better at a faster rate because he's overcoming this. We come and have these conversations. We fix you. Now you go, oh, got it. Now we say, oh, you know what? He said that to you. You feel you lost him. Text him this. You understand what I'm saying? For example, some of the things that I text some of these people is the following. I send them memes. Let's say somebody hasn't answered me for a while. Johnny is a prospect. He hasn't answered me for a while. Hey, Johnny, I know you've been busy. I just thought about this when I thought about you. Have a nice day. And it's a cat reading a newspaper in a suit, and bubbles that he's thinking come out saying, I need to go solar today. I literally had a real estate agent that I was wearing Solar Heroes shirt to a party. I've said the story before. I sold him 2 cash deals. But I followed up with this dude over and over. He wouldn't answer me. He's a number one real estate agent in his office. And I followed up with him and I said, hey, Luther, I was thinking about you this morning. I stopped by your office and I took a picture of you, but I didn't want to bother you. You look busy. And it was a picture of a cat in a suit reading a newspaper with the bubbles coming out of his mind thinking, I need to go solar today. He replies, LOL, good one. Call me after 4, something like that, right? So we could talk about my solar. See, so I'm using you. See, this is experience talking, right? This is experience. Now I sent that same one. There's another one that says, me this summer hoping that my bill's not high. And they show a picture of Snoop Dogg high as a kite, right? It's a funny meme. Dude, you see, as a sales professional these days, you've got to think outside the box. You got to be nonchalant. You got to be cool. You got to be fun. They already are not answering you, right? So have fun. And I'm not following up every day or every other day. In the beginning, I follow up twice a week, then once a week, then once every 2 weeks, then once a month. Then from time to time, I just send a meme here, and I just kind of like, I'm going to stop by and send 10 memes to 10 prospects today. See if somebody bites. Because it's all about timing. It's all about timing, right? So you never know, somebody just bought an electric vehicle, and now they're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to go solar. And what was that solar guy's name again? They don't even know. They don't even, I was thinking of a realtor the other day. I was like, what the heck is his name? Because I want to call him. I can't think of his name. His number's on my phone, but I can't think of his name. But what if that dude out of nowhere followed up with me? Hey, JC, I know that you know that I'm in real estate, just reaching out. If you know of anybody wants to buy or sell, please keep me in mind. Random, oh shoot, top of mind, right? Okay, so let's open it up to some questions.
So in addition to the filters that you mentioned yesterday, are there any other ones that you think would be of value?
To the filters, you said?
Yeah. Well, you said if you go to Redfin, right, you can filter sold, and then I believe it was 3 rooms, pool. Are there any other ones that you think could be a benefit?
Central AC is one I mentioned as well.
Okay.
Anything that's going to make the electric bill go higher. But there's a fine line, right? Because if you want to super fine tune it, then your list is going to be real small. Let's say you're in an area that you put 3 bedrooms and your list is big. You might want to go down to 2 bedrooms. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. So keep that. Maybe there's not a lot of pools where you're at. Well, delete the pool, central AC, 3 bedrooms. Right? So keep that in mind. Anything that you know that makes it to where they have a bigger electric bill. Right? And the new home, man, I'll tell you, to me, the new homeowner list is one of the easiest ways. It doesn't mean it's easy to make money and sell, but it is easier. It's one of the easiest options, but it requires work. It requires skills. It requires consistency, man. It absolutely does. I remember one time I knocked on a door. This man tells me, I'm interested in home security. This is in the home security business. He says, I got to talk to my wife. Can you visit me tomorrow? Sure. Sure enough, I'm there. I asked him, what time is a good time tomorrow? He says, around the same time. I said, perfect. I'll be here tomorrow around the same time. I show up. This time his wife is in the garage. I think his name was Tom. So I asked the wife, hey, how you doing? My name's JC. I actually spoke to Tom yesterday. He told me that he wanted to talk. I believe you're his wife. She says, yes. I said, he mentioned that he was going to talk to you. I guess you guys just moved in. Congratulations on your beautiful home. And I could tell by her face, she says, thank you, but very serious, like non-inviting. So then I said, did you guys have an opportunity to talk? She said, yeah, you know what? We're not interested. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, when I talked to Tom, he seemed to be very interested and stuff. So yeah, well, no, we're not interested. He completely shut it down. And I tried to talk to him a little bit more. I was like, hey, no problem. If anything changes, you guys have my number. So, okay, yeah, sounds good. Thank you. He just, I believe they were interested, but she just didn't like me or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. That happens sometimes. I drove by there from time to time to see if I saw Tom outside like I did the first time. And I would have stopped by and talked to him again, but I'm not going to go knock on their door again. The wife is going to be like, oh, you know. So I didn't get that sale, but my point is, I thought for sure Tom is interested. This guy's, he's good to go. I just got to follow up. That's a part of sales, man. That's just, but here's where it doesn't matter. If you have a goal this many days, let's say 4, for 4 hours a day, this is a goal day to hit. And I'm going to do these numbers come hell or high water. Now, what if you don't make those numbers because you got an appointment and a sale? Cool. Oh, I didn't do that many numbers last week because, you know, one day we were presenting. So I didn't get to hit the field that week or that particular day. That's a good reason not to. But you've got to work your plan. You got to make your plan and work your plan, right? And we've given you what you need. And listen, think about it. The tools nowadays to be successful are at your fingertips, man. You can find all these new homeowners. You can even go back 3 years. Let's say you're in an area where you could go 2.5 years. Let's say you're in an area where you don't have as many homes. Go back 2.5 or 3 years. You can still justify, congratulations on your new home. It's beautiful. But 2 years for me is ideal, right? If you're in an area where in the last year, you got a ton of homes, you can stick to that. But the bigger your list, the better. And especially if you work your list properly. You keep going around the list, around the list, around the list, around the list until you talk to everybody. Now, you're not going to talk to everybody, but you should be able to talk to about 75 to 80% of the people on that list. You should be able to talk to that many people. Okay. Now, the key is this. You want to hit them at different times. I mentioned this yesterday. Some of you guys may have missed this. Remember, let's say you start at 4. Your list is always going to start with the same homes at 4, right? After a week or 2 or 3, reverse the list. Go to the last home first and the first home last. You guys follow? Let's say street 1 through street 20. The street 20s get hit at 6, 7 o'clock. Now hit those first at 4 o'clock. And do it backwards. So you're hitting the homeowners at different times, which increases your chances of finding, and I guarantee you're going to find people that you already went 5 times. They're never home. What the heck is happening? All of a sudden you find them at home by doing that. Same thing with weekends. The new homeowner list, ladies and gentlemen, is a killer. Just knocking in general is a killer. Listen, if you've got the time to go 8 hours on a Saturday, go 8 hours on a Saturday. You're not 8 hours in the sun. You're driving in your AC car. You drive, boom, you get there, you knock on the door, boom, boom, boom. Then you get back in your car. You go take your lunch out on the field, have dinner at home, have breakfast at home, lunch on the field, dinner at home. That is how you get the most of it. And if you've been working your list throughout, you're disqualifying, check this out. You're disqualifying people throughout the week. Not interested people that already have solar, rented. When you go on the weekend, because you already worked, it's like what's it called? Farming, right? Farmers work their land. That's what you're doing. You're farming. If they don't answer, you have flyers. You don't need flyers to go. You don't need a polo shirt to go, but you should have. It's better to have. I had 3 things. Well, 4. The app, right? The app everybody can get. My polo shirt, flyers, and business cards. If I had to pick between flyers and business cards, I'd pick flyers instead of business cards. But if all you got is business cards, go with your business card. You'll be a little bit more effective with flyers. I'll give an example. I have a prospect. Visit him. I stopped knocking in June 2020 because I became a mentor, right? Give me 1 second. So I stopped knocking in June of 2020. I met this guy June of 2020. I remember Lakewood, California. I knock on his door. He answers. I pitch him. He says, I'm not really interested because I need to get a new roof. I just bought the house. I need a new roof. I said, that we do. That's another thing you'll get. Oh, no problem. See, don't get too excited, new salespeople. Oh, I got a light. Oh, we do roofs too. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be like 007. Cool, calm, and collected. Okay? They say to me, I need a new roof. Hey, no, that's awesome. I get it. By the way, I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know if you know, but you could actually get solar and your roof at the same time for one monthly payment that'll probably be less than what you're currently paying for electricity right now. And we could probably get you a 20, whatever the roof costs. Sometimes, I don't know, it depends. In this area, they're about 20,000 to, between 15 and 25,000, right? So I'd be happy to give you a solar savings report, no obligation, that includes a brand new roof if you like as well. A lot of people don't know that when they go solar, they could do that, and you get a tax credit on both the roof and the solar. See how calm I am there? And when you talk, you want to use your hands a little bit. You get the tax credit on both the solar and on the roof as well. I don't know if you knew that. See, and I'm calm. But you get this with experience, guys. I know a guy that's been doing ADT door to door for like 7 years at least. And the guy makes 6 figures a year. All he does, new homeowner list. That's all he does. Now, unfortunately for him, he's got no team building. You know what I mean? Like if he gets sick, his income is in jeopardy, right? If he gets injured, right? But there's money in that. But again, most people are not willing to give it the necessary time to get there, right? So, damn, I was saying something else before I kind of veered off into that. Anybody remember what I was saying right before that?
About the new roof and solar at the same time?
Yeah,
And many
no,
people not knowing that?
it was before that. No biggie, it'll come to me. All right, so let's open it up for questions. And Erica, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Erica, let's hear the pitch. Pitch me.
Okay, 1 second. So I'm gonna use the first one. Let me get into my zone. Okay, so the first one is, let's see. Okay, so I knock, they open. Hi, my name is Erica. I just wanted to introduce myself because I am the solar specialist in the area and I help a lot of people in this area go solar. By the way, have you ever considered solar?
You know what? No, I haven't considered solar, but I see a lot of my neighbors have it.
Okay, and why is it that you've never gotten a solar report before?
Honestly, nobody's ever approached me about it. I seen the people at Costco, but I never really talked to them.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's what I'm here for. So if you'd like, I can provide you a free solar savings report today. No commitment, and we can go over it together. If you have any questions, I feel like I'm rambling now. Sorry.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about, being prepared.
Yeah.
See, sometimes we think of the initial script, but not what comes after that. No, I think you're doing good. You know what I mean? And I think you're talking a little bit fast just because you haven't practiced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's normal, but it's really good, right? So what I would say there is very similar to what you said. Say, oh yeah, perfect. Well, that's exactly why I'm here. See, like I smile. I just make it like, well, that's exactly why I'm here, right? So what we do is, I could go ahead and provide you a free solar savings report. Do you by any chance have a bill laying around there somewhere? All we need to do is see how much electricity you use, and we can go ahead and generate you a solar savings report. And that's how it works. Or try to schedule the appointment right then and there, right? So that's where now you're going to practice. You're getting over, obviously what you want to do is this. The same rules apply. Get the interest, get the bill, get the appointment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to try to get them to get you that bill. Or check this out. You could even let's say I got somebody that's interested, but I don't have a bill. Hey, no problem. I could go ahead and design your proposal, and then when we sit down for me to show you how it works, you can go ahead and pull up the bill online or in person, whatever you want. What's a good day that what's your name, by the way? Erica.
Erica?
Nice to meet you, Erica. What is a good day, Erica, that that you and your husband would be available? I always assume there's a husband or a wife, right? So I just say that. Basically, what I want, I don't want to say decision makers,
Mhm.
right? Because that sounds salesy, right? So if you say that, don't say that, okay? Because I don't like it. I just say there's merit to it, right? And I'm not knocking people that say decision makers, but I like to say the spouse, right? What's a good time that you guys are available? And I'd love to come by and drop off a solar savings report,
5.
right? Now, notice how I say I like to come by and drop off a solar savings report. I'm making an appointment to come and drop it off, but really what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with them and show them the solar savings report. Now is where you're going to find out if they're interested or not. So you want to get the bill. Now, if they say, oh, you know what, I don't have the bill and they don't want to give you an appointment, make an appointment to get the bill. Or at the very least, try to get their contact information right there. Right? Okay, let's say they're kind of a little bit apprehensive. Hey, no problem at all. Would it be okay with you, Erica, if I email you some information regarding our company and some of our before and after testimonials? See that?
Mhm.
I want to be in some kind of communication. It's kind of like a game of tennis or a game of pickleball, where I hit the ball in your court, you hit it in my court, and the longer I keep this happening, the better. Even when I leave, if I send a text out, it's like I sent the ball to your court. You reply back, you send it to my court. The game is still on, right? The longer you could keep this going back and forth, the closer you get and the more confidence you get. We also have a sizzle video. How many of you guys have not seen the sizzle video? Raise your hands if you have not seen the customer sizzle video. Oh, all of you guys have seen it.
Yeah, it's a 3-minute video, right?
Yes. So here's the deal. I'll text them that. Hey, would it be okay? So let's say I want to email them something. I'll say, here's some examples of some before and after customers of ours, right? You could even put it together. Cerritos client, Los Angeles client, Downey client, was paying, is paid, right? Information, a little bit of information about our warranties and our installer, our company. And by the way, Erica, here's a 3-minute video that explains the benefits of solar for a customer. All right. I'm engaging them. If I don't hear back from them in a couple of days, in a day or two, I'm calling them. Right. I got to, or guess what I'll also do? I'll visit them again. You've got to be relentless when you are working, because guess what? It's easier to visit them. You know why? Because you're doing it. You're already passing through those routes. Does that make sense? So you make your notes accordingly. I'm going to just stop by. I'm going to just stop by and see if they're there. Worst case scenario, I get their address. Check this out. Let's say I don't got the bill, I don't have anything. They haven't answered me, but I know there's a level of interest. I'll get their address and I'll multiply the square footage by 5.5. 2,000 square foot house multiplied by 5.5 equals what? 11,000? So that's 11,000 kilowatt hours. Work with your mentor. It's a good guess. 3-bedroom house, pool, central AC. A multiplication of 5.5 is a pretty safe bet. It's going to be 5.5 or 6, by the way. 5.5 or 6. But I'm going to go 5.5. 11,000 kilowatt hours. I'll literally print it out, Erica, and I'll stop by with the excuse to drop off a solar savings report. Erica, hey, how you doing? I just took the liberty to drop this off for you. I know you've been busy. We're all busy. With your new home, I'm sure you got a lot going on. Here is a solar savings report that I promised you. Want to drop it off? I don't know exactly how much you're using because I haven't seen your bill. But with our estimate, shows that you're paying probably about $280 on average. Obviously, some months you'll probably be at under $200. Other months, summer months, you'll probably be closer to $400. But $280 is about the average. So here it is. Maybe 2 options, right? It's better than not having any communication with them at all. I've had times where I did that, where it piqued their interest enough to give me the bill so I could give them a more accurate proposal. But notice what I'm doing. I'm relentless, man. I'm gonna exhaust every opportunity to make the sale. I'm gonna exhaust every opportunity. That is the difference between the good and the great. Good is the enemy of great. People that are great, what people look at as good, they're like, no way. Matter of fact, that's bad because that's good is a place where most people get stuck because it's good. So they sell, right? So you gotta add some of these wrinkles to your, then as you start to do those things, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what happens. Your identity continues to grow, whether you know it or not. You start to grow your identity of that person that is relentless, that is consistent, that pulls all the stops. Hey, if I didn't get that sale, it's not because I didn't try and I didn't try again and I didn't try again. And I didn't get creative and I didn't get creative. I got creative. I tried. I peeled the layer of the onion. I followed up more than enough times. I followed up with memes. You guys see where I'm coming from with this? Okay, perfect. And some of these things you're going to be able to apply with your regular people that you get bills from. I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, one last thing. You master the new homeowner list. And then get 4 to 5 people on your team, on 3 different teams at least, to do the new homeowner list successfully like you do. Hello, 6 figures in passive income. I'm telling you, 5 people divided in 3 teams, at least. The more they're divided in, right? Let's say I bring Johnny and I recruit Erica, that's 2 teams. Then I recruit Chris, that's 3 teams. Then I recruit Robert, that's 4 teams. And I personally recruit Sabrina, that's 5 teams. If somewhere underneath them, I find somebody that's doing the new homeowners in Texas, in California, in Arizona, another one in California, somebody in Florida. 5 different teams of people that are like, boom, I'm going like a career path, treating the new homeowners like a career path. I'll be at 6 figures a year passive income. But it starts with you successfully doing it. That doesn't include everything else or recruiting in the other side of the business, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Now, the last thing I'll say is this. You've got in the new homeowner list and with our company. When I was with Home Security, all we sold was home security, and that's it. Here's another thing that we didn't have. We are an authorized dealer with Brinks and ADT currently, and soon Ripple. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot go in there and say, I'm with ADT and with Brinks. You got to pick. What you could do is this. Candy, oh, you already have ADT and you didn't like it, but you want a security system. One of my colleagues is actually a manager with Brinks. I'd be happy to refer you to him. See, it's the same thing. You're still going to tag the mentor. But you're not saying that you represent you because you can't represent both. Do not make that mistake. Okay? So let's say I make the sale, solar, home security, whatever. The second sale is easier than the first sale. Now, by the way, Candy, congratulations on your solar system. It'll take it's going to take a couple of months before everything is all said and done. But the goal is 45 days, 45 to 60 days, but it may happen less, it may happen more, right? Also keep in mind, we also offer home security and a whole home water filtration system or an alkaline system. If you ever have an interest in any of those things, let me know. Because you're our existing customer, we have some really cool special deals for existing customers. Simple. I just drop a bug in their ear. If you want to. When I sold solar and home security, new homeowner list, that's all I sold. I did not have any other options, right? So anyways, any other questions?
Do you have a preferred method for following up?
Yeah, phone call and text, but especially phone call.
JC, I got a question for you.
Oh, you're breaking up. We can't hear
Did you
anything
go
you're saying.
outside? Okay, hold on. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, when you doing the mapping, do you prefer going outside of a heavy populated area, or like down in the cities? Okay.
No, heavy populated because you'll drive less. There'll be more home. The key of that is this. First of all, you don't want to drive 5 minutes to every house, right? You don't want to drive 10 minutes to every house. Like here in Los Angeles, where I live, um, I'll drive sometimes 1 minute, half a minute, 2 minutes on average. If I had to guess, the average is 2 minutes, right? But sometimes it's a lot less. It's down the same street, but not walking distance, but 10-second drive, right? And oh shoot, here's the next house, right? So the sooner you get to the next, sometimes I'll knock on the door, boom, then I realize that the other one is a 20-second walk. I just walk to the other house. And what I might do is on the way back to my car, I drop off flyers in every house on the way there. I just want to be as productive as I possibly can. If I see somebody watering their lawn, I'm going to stop by and give them a flyer and try to spark a conversation before I get going. But the name of the game, this is a contact sport. The more contacts you do, the better you'll do.
Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that because for insurance, like I go outside of my main county. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, like in my section, in my subdivision, there's like all kinds of new houses going on right now.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that are in rural areas where houses are very far in between, this is going to be harder for you. It is what it is. It's pros and cons. Now, one pro about it is that those people don't get hit on as much as other areas. So that's a pro, but there's certainly cons about it, right? But I think most people live in, major city type deals, right? So those of you guys that do, that's a better place to go. You'll also have a little bit more competition, which is fine.
I have a question, JC.
Sure.
On the flyers you mentioned, do you know when you're going to have those ready?
I think we'll have them ready by tonight.
Oh, awesome. Are
They
they going to be in
started-
the back office?
Yep. They started getting work done yesterday. So I need to look at them like in an hour or two and approve them, make some changes. So they will be in the back office.
Awesome.
Yep. Any other questions?
Yeah,
JC, oh, sorry, Johnny.
go ahead.
Real quick. Based on the training you did yesterday, you said that we should be visiting 15 to 25 homes daily.
So the goal is 30, Erica. In those
30.
4 hours, the goal, you gotta have a goal of 30, right?
Okay.
Now, if you end up with talking to 15 to 25, that's what I should have said. Talking to, right? And it depends where you're going, right? So you might not even be able to hit the 30, but in the 4-hour period, if you're focused and you're not, by the way, 4 hours, guys, there's no break in a 4-hour period, right? I think we can all agree, right? You're not going to take a lunch break or go to eat, unless you got to go to the restroom, right? Outside of that, you're working straight 4 hours. If you do, like you, Erica, that you're local, you should be able to hit about 30 homes in those 4 hours, maybe 25 if you come up short. Now, if you hit less homes, though, it's because you had more conversations, right? So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? But it's on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So I hope that answers your question. Johnny?
All right. So when you go Redfin, you input the address. You look for, like I said, like a Tri-City area, maybe because that's where I'm at right now. Or area that I focus on is like Fullerton, La Mirada, Buena Park, because they're all connected. You pick it out. Once you pick out the homes, you filter them out. You pick out the homes. That's when you go to that app that you were talking about. I just downloaded one.
Yep. Matter of fact, you know what, guys? We're already on here. We're going to make the most of it. I'm going to go on Redfin right now. Let me get my dog inside. I'm going to go on Redfin right now, and I'm going to show you how this is done. Erica, as a matter of fact, did this yesterday. What can you share with them, Erica, in the meantime on, was it hard? What'd you learn by looking at the list?
It was a little complicated because I tried doing it on the app. So I recommend doing it on your laptop or desktop. and downloading the template that they have. So what I did is I first went to Redfin and I mapped out the homes that I want to visit. And then from there, I used ChatGPT to basically transfer all the information from the Redfin Excel sheet to the template that Road Warriors have. And that's it. And then from there, I just copied and pasted the addresses to the Road Warrior app. And after that, after you paste it on the desktop, then it generates on your app. And once you're on your app, I'm assuming once you're on the road, JC, maybe you can answer this better. Once you're on the road, you can optimize the route based on where you're at in the traffic. So for sure, start with a desktop or laptop when you're planning your route.
Yes. I only did it on my desktop. I never tried it from the app. There was a time I remember that I was in an area where I did not have, it wasn't the cities that I had already mapped out, right? It was a different city. Give me 1 second. Let me let myself in. It was a different city, and I was kind of stuck because I didn't want to wait. Hold on. I'm gonna change to my computer. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I was in a city where was not on my list, but I wanted to work the new homeowner list because I wanted to avoid traffic to get home. So I just used the Redfin app and I just put the city in and I just went because it shows you the map, right? So I just went like that and I just started visiting a bunch of homes and whatnot just to be productive, right? But it wasn't the most productive because it was a completely new list, right? So definitely good idea to work it from your laptop. So I'm going to Redfin. Let me share my screen. You can use Zillow as well. I started liking Redfin then, and it just worked out better. So let me make myself, let's see. Roberto, make me co-host, please, on this one here. Because I left from my phone and I made you host. Are you there, Roberto? Roberto might not be there. Let me log back on for myself. One second. Okay, perfect. Here we are. So here's what I do. I go here and I go to Downey, California. I hope this thing is still recording. If not, let me just see if I can record to my computer.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so I'm on Redfin, right? And I go to Downey, California. And I'm going to put neighboring cities. So check this out. If I go here, you've got Downey. This is all Downey, but you notice, for example, you've got Paramount right next to it. You've got Southgate, Linwood. All of these cities are right next to it. Santa Fe Springs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Downey, California. I'm going to put Pico Rivera. I'm going to put sold. You want to look up sold homes. And Erica, to put multiple cities, how did you do it? Did you just type it up here or was it under filters?
We go on the map and you draw the area.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So let me go on the map. So watch, now I'm gonna draw here. So let's say we go here. Getting a couple of cities here. See what I did there? So I just drew those cities. Now I go to filters. For sale, sold. Want to make sure you go to sold. That's the number one most important thing, right? And then let's say 3 bedrooms, right? We go 1.5 bath. That's fine. I don't care about that. House. I want to make sure I visit homes, not condos or townhomes. Last 3 months, no. I want to go 2 years, right? Square feet, stories, none of that. No, I don't care about that. I don't care. Air conditioning, yes. Where's the pool?
On the top right, right above the AC. Pool type.
Bingo. Thank you. Private pool. Perfect. See, it's narrowing it down. I got 145 homes here, so that's good. So check it out. Here's one in Downey, 1.5 million, right? That's a good home to visit, right? Here's another one, 1.2. Now, remember, September 5th. This is way too early. Guarantee you, they're not moved in yet. Okay? So this one, June 3rd. Remember, I put up to 2 years, but this is going to give me the most recent to up to 2 years ago. The key, anything that closed escrow that sold in the last 3 months, I do not visit. You could if you want. If you don't believe me, try it out yourself. You're going to see that a very high percentage of those homes are not they're not going to be home. There's not going to be anybody in there. They're not moved in yet. So if we are in September, so you got September, August, July, right? So somewhere around mid-July, right? Mid-June is when I will start visiting. So this one here that closed on June 3rd, I would visit that one. So from June and before June to a maximum of 3 years ago. So here you got the list of homes. And watch this. Down here, you can download the list. Download all. See that? That's where you download the list. Now, you could go one by one and put them there, or you could be smart like Erica and ask GPT. What did you ask GPT, Erica, to do? By the way, when I did this in 2020, ChatGPT wasn't around. So
So I did, I downloaded the Excel sheet from Redfin and then the template from Road Warriors. They have a template that you can use. It's split weird. So all I did was just did file 1. I said, convert file 1 into the format of file 2. And then I did file 1, I did the first one, and then file 2, and then I attached the second one. And it did it quick.
wow, nice. Well, there you go. See? So now you've got the list. So check this out. That Road Warrior app, what it does is this. Let's see, map. Okay. So let's pay attention to this here. Look at how far away in this situation there is. In this block here, let's say you start here at the 1.10, right? And then this seems to be a cul-de-sac, so there's no way to go this way. So it'll take you over to the 1.8, then to the 1.3, then to the 1.7, then this one, and so on and so forth. It'll optimize it based on distance. What is the fastest route to get there, right? So now you're working all of this list. You're working this entire list. And look, there's a bunch of homes to visit. So the way that I did mine, look at this one here. These houses are right next to each other. When you visit this one, you walk to the next one. That makes sense? And then, and so on and so forth. And this keeps happening. Here it is again. Same block, there's 2 homes. So it's really cool once you get it going. And, you know, it's Guys, it's a matter of just going out there and putting in the work. But right here, we've got 140 homes. You've got to make up your mind mentally. You've got to say to yourself, I am going to visit 30 homes a day. No matter what. My first 2-3 weeks, it's going to be weeding out, learning process, getting all the disqualified people out of the way. Then the cream of the crop remain. That's when it starts getting fun. But, you know, will you get to that point? That's where it really comes down to it, right? And find out who are the people that are with a great attitude. Somebody might have a great attitude in solar. Guess what? You got 2 more shots in the chamber. Hey, no problem. By the way, our company actually does solar, home security, and also whole home water filtration systems. So if you ever have an interest in any of, what if they say, oh, wait a minute, I have thought about the water system, right? Dude, you got this extra ammo. They already told you they're not interested in solar, right? It doesn't hurt you to mention, by the way, especially if they're nice, if they're cool, right? So let's wrap this up. Any questions anybody may have? Now's the time to ask. All right. Well, if there's no questions, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to actually take a look at the flyers for this right now, right after this, to see how that progress is going. But how many of you guys are looking? Turn on your camera if you can, by the way. How many of you guys are looking to start doing the new homeowner list seriously within the next week? Okay, 1, 2, 3. So far, 3 of you. Okay, good. Good. I'm maybe 4. Johnny, are you looking to start doing this too?
Yes.
Okay, good. I couldn't see you in the video earlier, so perfect. So, guys, it's a beautiful, but you know, like anything else, right? You got to go out there and put that consistent effort. So I look forward to you guys doing it. And if you guys are doing it, we could go ahead and get on here once or twice a week to see what are you getting out there so you can get better faster. And trust me, we will create some stories from this. You know, you've got Johnny, you've got Lewis and the 2 Davids that do the door knocking trainings, and they do an amazing job. We're going to also start some new homeowner list crews, and I guarantee you we're going to see some really cool results because it works, guys. I've got experience with both security and solar, and I know it works. So anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate everybody getting on here. This recording, I'll make this recording available very soon. Have a good day. By the way, Robert, if you could send me this recording via what is it called? G Suite, that'd be great. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank
Hey,
you.
remember, promote tonight's business presentation at 6 p.m. at 5 p.m. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Recording